Hi, Isaiah. Let's do a little bit of probe practice. I noticed yesterday during your probe, you had a couple of places where we may have forgotten some of our answers. So let's kind of review what we discussed and see if we can remember those answers. All right, first question I want you to focus on is, what do you know about your behavior right now? Your choices are A, I think my behavior is usually fine. B, my behavior does not always meet teacher expectations or class rules because I get in trouble sometimes. Or C, I think my friends have good behavior. All right, Isaiah, think about your answer and make your selection now. Did you say B, my behavior does not always meet teacher expectations or class rules? Great job. Another question that I want you to focus on here, and I want you to remember and think back to when we talked about this in your lessons, what is a barrier that may get in the way of reaching your goal? Is it A, I don't want to do work, I always need a lot of help? B, I like the way it feels when I'm singing or biting my nails? Or C, I get out of my seat, talk to my peers, act silly? Which one is your response? Think about your answer and make your selection now. Did you say A, I don't want to do work, I always need a lot of help? That's exactly right. All right, so next question is, what can you do to remove the barriers? So your choices are use a sensory tool, use a cue card tool, or use a behavior checklist tool. Which one did you do? Which one did we talk about in our lessons? Think about your answer. Make your selection now. You are using a cue card tool to help you to remember, okay? Did you say B? Great job. Let's see. When will you begin? Another question I want you to focus on. You already did the lesson, so I know this is a little bit confusing, but you began, and when you're thinking about goal setting in the future, begin always as soon as possible. Never next month or next year. You really want to think about beginning as soon as possible, right? All right, so what question do you ask yourself to make a plan? Is it A, what is my dream? B, what is my goal? Or C, what did I learn? Think about your answer and make your selection now. Did you say C, what did I learn? Great job. What have you done to improve your behavior? Is it A, eliminate distractions and remain focused on my work? B, begin working immediately and continue working until the task is complete? Or C, be a responsible student? Think about your answer and make your selection now. Did you say B, begin working immediately and continue working until the task is complete? Great job. All right, now what barriers have been removed out of your way? Is it A, I learned to begin working right away, and if I get stuck, I can ask for help? B, is a sensory tool? Or C, learned there's a time and a place to make jokes and be silly? Think about your answer and make your selection now. Did you say A, begin working right away, and if I get stuck, I can ask for help? Great job. So next question is, what has changed about your behavior? This again, remember, did you use an action plan and a cue card, action plan, a behavior checklist tool? Did you use a cue card tool or did you use a sensory tool? Think about your answer and make your selection now. Your answer is always about using the cue card tool. So every time you see that, make sure that you pick that answer because that's the tool that we used. Finally, did you meet your goal? Remember in our last lesson we talked about this, and you actually continue working on your goal every day with Mr. Duncan. But you've actually technically met your goal. So always make sure that you remember your data. We talked about the graph, and we said, yes, you met your goal. So make sure you pick that answer. All right. Let's review the cue card reminder, though. This cue card reminder is on your desk and it helps you to remember to begin working immediately and continue working until the task is complete. We want you to get started on your work right away. Keep working quietly until the task is complete. If you get stuck, ask for help, and when you're finished, tell the teacher to see what you should do next. Remember, there's a bell and you give yourself a point for being on task. And you're trying to get 30 points each time. So I was a little bit concerned yesterday when I watched your video because I didn't see that you were on task very often at all. So you were not earning a lot of points here. You were just ignoring the bell or sitting through the bell and not paying attention and not doing what you were supposed to do in class. So I want you to really, really focus back in on that today, okay? All right. So celebrate your hard work. Great job. And keep up the good work. Even though you've met your goal, you're still working hard on it, okay? All right, thanks. Let's take your probe next.